So welcome to Strange Paths, a podcast where we read Choose Your Own Adventure style stories. We're your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Megan.
And it's Christmas time.
Oh, hell yeah, I forgot. I actually did forget.
So hopefully you're warmed up by or in the fire.
Yeah.
And you've got...
In the fire?
In the fire.
I hope you've been a good boy. Santa listens to the podcast as well, so.
Mm-hmm.
And watches it live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sees it when we're
Sleeping.
not recording.
Oh, okay. He knows if you've been listening.
He sees it all.
Freaking listen.
But you know who doesn't see? That stupid fucking elf. That is not part of anything.
He's talking about the elf on the shelf
Yeah.
thing?
Oh, God, it's terrifying.
Hate
See,
it.
I felt like I was out of college before I even heard of that tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
It's
one likes it.
creepy.
It's
Yeah,
lazy.
I mean, is it mostly like a parenting tool?
I think so.
I
mean-
honestly don't understand it.
I mean, let's be
What's-
honest, Santa's a parenting tool, but
Yeah. But so, like, why do you have to have a physical representation? It's creepier to just say, like, someone you can't see is watching, like, all the time.
Yeah. Or like,
He's
why
here.
replace Santa? Why not just have a life-size dummy of Santa?
Why
that
not
you
just have a
leave
man?
in places around the house?
Just hire a man.
Hire a man to lurk in your house,
Yeah.
in the vents, where he'll be like,
Are you making cookies or? I can see.
those better be my favorites.
And it's
Santa
even
wants pizza this year.
it's even better if it's a family member, like an extended family member who has to dress up, because then later in life, like the kid will wonder why he's always like weirded out around that family member or uncomfortable around them.
I feel like
No,
he's
because then
watching
he'll
me.
wonder if he has like a suppressed memory or something that like
Yeah.
like should he be going to jail or
I mean, yes. For
Well,
his
if he was
Santa
hired.
needs. But yeah, that's true. If the parents consented, that's fine.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how consent works. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, you sign it for, like, when you go to the hospital, you sign for your kids, so.
Yeah.
This is getting into an ethical gray area that I don't think we have the time to really
All
delve
right,
into.
yeah, we'll have to save that for our sister podcast.
Yes.
What's rape? I don't know.
What's rape?
Like, I'm
us
not 100%
understand.
tonight.
It's
I said grape.
that's part
All
of the
right.
title. Like ellipses. I just said great.
I mean, a different word. It's Christmas time.
It is Christmas
We should
time.
talk about figs or whatever.
Yeah, and fig Newtons. And my Christmas tale.
Just yours.
Yes, just mine.
Just pause.
He felt the Christmas spirit within him the most, so he was like, I want to do it solo.
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
I know both of you totally completed stories,
Yes.
but I'm stealing the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my time
it's-
to shine.
Exactly.
Like Rudolph.
Oh, yeah, he's a diva.
Yeah.
Paul's
I'm
been
here to guide this sleigh.
Yeah.
You've been rubbing your nose against the floor to make it all shiny and bright just for this.
You've really done a great job.
Thank you.
Not only do I have weird patterns in the floor now, but your nose is bright red and bleeding.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the bruising will go away.
Ugh, all the
Why
lymph.
would you hope that? You worked so hard.
Well, because it's more purple than red.
Hmm,
That's a technique issue. You need to work on that.
Yeah.
Well,
Next
I'll have to
time.
find a new spot on the floor. But
You're not supposed to bruise it. You're supposed to rub it raw.
anyway. So, my story tonight is called North Pole City.
Wow.
Damn. The whole city for a pole?
Mm-hmm.
Inside of the pole? Or?
There's
guess
an
we'll
easy
find
way
out.
to find out, yes. All right, you guys ready?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel the Christmas spirit.
All right. The room spins like a slow merry-go-round as you sit up. Your back aches, your shoulders are sore, but nothing compares to the pain crashing through your head. Each beat of your heart pounds across your temples, causing your jaw to clench and your eyes to water. It looks like last night was another one on the floor. Checking your pockets, you're thankful to find your wallet, keys, and spare candy canes. You get up and stagger towards the minibar. Someone cleaned out the last of the peppermint schnapps. But you still have some eggnog. 2 or 3 glasses later, the room settles. The phone rings. North Pole Detective Agency, you answer. A hurried voice gives you an address to head towards. You hang up after jotting down the place and finish your glass of nog.
Oh my god, is this a detective story? Oh my gosh. You love those.
Grabbing...
Right, Paul?
Yeah.
Say it. Tell
I
us.
love them. Grabbing your Trilby elf hat, you head out the door and into the busy streets of North Pole City.
It's gritty. Dark.
Yeah.
Navigating through throngs of mindless drones focused on their toys, you manage to make it to the building in good time. After ringing the buzzer on the ground floor, you are let in and make your way up to the 3rd floor. All of the apartments in the building are regulation, given out to single elves as compensation by the big red guy himself. The door has red and white striped tape blocking the way. One of the elf security members sees you approaching and removes the tape so you can enter. He pulls out a notepad. A little grisly, this close to the big day.
Why aren't you doing an elf voice?
Yes.
But ruling it a suicide just didn't sit well with the chief. The victim appears to be Alabaster Evergreen.
Oh.
Single, no known family, worked as a snowball assembler in the toy division Gamma. No sign of force entry, and it doesn't look like anything was stolen, not even a globe. They still make those? You ask while absent-mindedly picking up a globe from a nearby counter. Yeah, a few kids like them. Plus, sometimes the boss likes to give them that himself to those with Alzheimer's. In any case, Evergreen was stabbed in the neck while making a gingerbread house.
Why?
Weapon appears to have been a sharpened candy cane. We're guessing it happened sometime last night. So far, none of the neighbors say they heard anything. The elf security member grows quiet as you reach the scene in the kitchen. Alabaster lays slumped over stacks of crumbled gingerbread slabs spread across a dining room table. His left hand clutches the candy cane pierced through his own neck.
Oh,
His face frozen in a permanent anguish.
I don't feel a Christmas spirit anymore.
Nearby, you find plans for the gingerbread house. What a shame. This could have turned out well, you say. As you walk around the table, you look for what the security elves might have missed. As you scan the scene, the elf who escorted you in mentions his plans to talk to Evergreen's co-workers next. You react with indifference since you wouldn't be allowed to go to the factory floor this close to the big day. Instead, you notice Evergreen's right hand is clenched into a tight fist. Reaching over, you start unfurling his fingers. Unfortunately, the rigor mortis prevents you from doing this unnoticed. Hey, you may think you're some big shot elf around here, but we have protocol, dick, says the security elf.
Like detective. It's not a swear, guys, okay? Put down your 911
Settle
calls.
down.
The elf starts moving towards you just as you get the hand open. Inside is a crumpled business card. The security elf scowls and walks away in a huff, presumably to chew out whoever studied the crime scene before him. Picking up the card, you unfold it and try to smooth out the wrinkles as best you can. The card itself is heavily stylized and features a picture of a rather risque-looking female elf. The name of the business is tattooed down her thigh. Garlands and Garters. You know the place.
My God.
A seedy sex shop that mostly drums up business once the new year is rung in, meant to celebrate a job well done.
That's horrible.
It's closed now, though. The boss makes sure those kinds of establishments are shut down the instant Thanksgiving dinner is finished. Maybe Evergreen had some illicit interests? So maybe you should go check out the shop. After all, Evergreen had to have this on him for a reason. However, the security elf was right about checking with the coworkers. Maybe you should go ask them some questions before they get spooked by security.
So we're going to the strip club, right?
So you can go to the shop, or you can go talk to Evergreen's former coworkers. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Like, my first instinct is definitely to go to the strip club, but this is also a Christmas tale. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Let's
Duh.
go.
Going to the shop?
I want to
Okay.
hear some some really sad Christmas puns.
Yes.
All right.
Or sensual,
So
depending
heading-
on how high
Ooh,
class.
both.
We'll see.
Yeah, sadly sensual.
Yeah.
All right, heading to the shop. Heading to the shop would be a nice change of pace from the rest of North Pole City at this time of year. You duck away from the crowds and soon find yourself in the red tinsel district. The alley of shops is unoccupied outside of the one or two vagrants hoping to catch a glimpse once the doors open in a week or two. Pulling your trilby elf hat down, you sidestep these onlookers as you make your way to Garlands and Garters. The shop itself is closed, just like all the others. You peer through the window, hoping to make out any life beyond the elf dolls set in various lewd positions.
Oh no. Like Elf on a Shelf dolls?
Yeah.
No.
As you wipe away the ice on one of the panes, a vagrant addresses you. Hey, bud, the shops is closed. You know that. Yeah, I know. I was just hoping to see if anything looked out of place. The vagrant laughs a little. Yeah, we all have reindeer to chase, I guess. Luck to you. Actually, maybe you can help me out. Know who would hand these out in the off-season? You ask while presenting the smoothed-out card from Evergreen's stiff hand. The vagrant eyes widen a little bit. Showing these kinds of cards in public is frowned upon, after all. Everyone passes these around. These are collectible. Collectible? Yeah. Each one features a different elf on the card. That one's pretty rare. Carolyn Charity. Who's she? The vagrant smiles. Oh, she's something special. Usually comes out on opening day. Draws a good crowd, too.
Ugh.
Where could I find her now, you ask? You too? You'd have better luck getting the boss to open these shops early. Someone else looking for her? Yeah. And now we're going to go look for her together.
Oh.
As the vagrant finishes, you see he's pulled a gun from under one of the many layers of scarves he's wearing, and it doesn't look like a toy.
Oh.
What should you do? If you decide to follow along,
Yes.
turn to page 6. Otherwise, turn to page 8 to see if you can get out of the situation.
I think you were going to fall in love
Yeah.
with him.
Gotta
So
go.
follow along?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For a few minutes, you are led from alley to alley with a gun muzzle pressed into your spine. You can feel a bruise forming. No passerby offers to help. In fact, none of them notice. They're too caught up in the Christmas spirit to notice anything out of the ordinary going on around them. So where are we going? I already told you. We're going to find Miss Charity. You know where she is? Nope. But I think I know how we can draw her out. What do you mean? The boss makes sure all that stuff is out of the way until the new year comes along. You know that. You let me worry about that, says the vagrant.
I was like, really in character, right? Okay.
After some more walking, you reach a dilapidated hovel. The door is only attached by one of its hinges. The vagrant keeps the gun trained on you as he reaches inside and pulls out a sandwich board. You read the text on either side. This doesn't make any sense, you say. Don't worry about it. She'll get it. And when she does, she'll have to return my prototype. So that's what this is about. Prototype toys were worth their weight in gold in North Pole City. Anything that could unseat the top toys were treated like royalty. With a sigh, you pull the sandwich board over your head and walk out onto the street. The vagrant brandishes the gun in your direction, making it clear what will happen if you try to make a run for it. He calls out to you. You have to yell out the sign lettering as well. Seriously? The vagrant's expression grows stern. You try to read the sign face on the board upside down before awkwardly calling out to the crowd. Cuckoo Cachoo!
Oh my
You begin
God.
to yell over and over as you walk down the crowded street. Some elves take notice, but most only laugh or try to stay away from you. Every now and then you check back to the vagrant who keeps his gun trained on you. No one else seems to care. Your voice starts to go hoarse from the yelling. Then you see her. Carolyn Charity. She's half hidden.
Who wouldn't come out to that call, right?
Yeah.
She's half hidden in a window on the other side of the crowd. She signals to you. There's a chance you could lose yourself in the crowd and make it over to her. What do you think? Should you take the chance? If you decide to risk getting shot and race to Miss Charity, turn to page 9. Otherwise, turn to page 10 to tip off the vagrant.
I want to make a run for it.
Yeah.
I mean, he made me say that, and that's bad. I don't like it.
I don't like him.
Yeah, I'm not going to fall in love with him.
All right. So we're going to try and make a run for it. You break into a run, diving into the crowd in front of you. You hear the cries of the vagrant behind you, and then several pops as the gun fires. The crowd erupts in panic. Screams ring out as an older elf near you slumps over. A bullet has torn through her shoulder.
Ugh.
You reach
she's
down.
fine.
You reach down to try to help her up, but fall over onto the street. The heels of upturned shoes trample you into the pavement. An accidental kick to the head ends your suffering. Looks like Black Friday came late this year.
Ew.
The end.
No.
Wow.
My new girlfriend.
I can't believe you. We're just trying to find love in this,
I
trying time.
know. So, you can go back and tip off the vagrant, or you can go check out the coworkers, or you could try to not follow the vagrant.
Tip off the vagrant.
Tip off the vagrant? Okay.
I'm going to see Charity.
You decide to play it safe with all the bystanders around. You turn and get the vagrant's attention before motioning your head back towards the window Miss Charity was just looking out. He nods and moves you through the crowd. You find the door at the bottom unlocked. The two of you slowly make your way up the stairs, and although you keep getting stuck from the sandwich board being too wide, eventually the both of you make it to the room. The door sits slightly ajar. You start to open it further, but the vagrant clicks his tongue, signaling you to stop. As he keeps his gun on you, he slides the door open. Inside, the room is empty, except for a beaten brown box and a piece of paper on top of it. The vagrant smiles. Good. She left it behind. Better have you check it, though. Read the note, he commands. You pick up the sheet of paper and unfold it. Inside is a note from Miss Charity. Sorry to give you boys so much trouble. Some globe peddler told me he'd got hold of a new toy that would put even my shops out of business. I convinced a client to take care of him for me to keep it out of the public eye. I've worked too long and too hard to get this status in North Pole City.
Charity did it?
I wasn't about to give it away for free. I just had to look, though. I wish I hadn't. As soon as I did, I knew I couldn't get rid of it. I assume it's yours, or else you wouldn't have known to even follow me. Either way, I guess it's time to find a new vocation. See you boys under the mistletoe. XOXO. Carolyn Charity.
Dang.
Finishing the letter, you peel back the lid of the box. The vagrant urges you on. With care, you uncover what's been carefully tucked inside. Oh my God. Is this? The vagrant smiles. That's right, the vagrant says. It's your very own talking Garglock action figure.
Oh my God.
This apex predator is coming out of the freshwater and into a store near you.
Aw.
Our Garglock action figure features an extendable neck, extendable claws, and a
Ew,
bulletproof
no.
shell. That's not all. Pull his tail to hear Garglock's classic lines. Who could forget such jewels as "Cuckoo Cachoo" or "A fucking pilfering Pete, damn it, Danny," or "Get that mic out of my face." Act now, and we'll even include your very own bucket of fish to feed Garglock and keep him strong.
Ew.
Our lawyers say be careful, though, because his patented biting action can crush bones. Get your Garglock action figure today. Sold anywhere adjacent to freshwater rivers.
Mm,
The end.
wow.
Hooray.
I want one. Can you buy me one for Christmas?
Oh, no.
Buy me one for Christmas.
Very soon. I don't know.
I don't care.
Do I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That's what I was thinking.
Do you want me to say yes or no? I don't know.
I'd rather look like Phil Hartman.
You want me to stab you?
Does he stab him in that movie?
Phil Hartman? He's stabbed in real life.
Oh, I was talking about in the movie. That's not talking about.
Look, you said Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay? Like,
Yeah, because I don't remember his name in the movie. Who would
his
remember
name's
his name?
Jingle. His last name's All the
His
Way.
name is not Jingle.
Mr. All the Way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good name for a dude, right?
Yeah.
What are the choices?
So your other choices were to go interview the coworkers or to try not to follow the vagrant.
I feel like this is going to be the canon ending, so I don't know. Wait,
I guess.
I guess not follow the vagrant, right? Is it the soonest choice that made? Or?
It is the soonest choice to now. Yes.
Okay,
So that's what you want to do?
let's do that. I'm curious about the coworkers, but
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like that's going to be a whole different tree.
okay.
All right. Okay, so we're going to try and get out of helping the vagrant.
Yes.
All right. Is this really necessary? You running with Jack Frost's crew or something? You ask the vagrant.
He's scary.
Just do what you're told. No one has to get hurt. Just before the vagrant can finish his sentence, you take a swing and connect with his jaw. He curses and fires. You feel something tear through your coat, but follow up with your left straight to his nose. An audible crunch rings through the cold air as you feel the vibration of his septum snap.
Ew.
Oh, why?
The vagrant drops his gun, instead opting to hold his nose while he continues cursing at you. You grab the stocking on his head, but fail to get any hair underneath. Instead, the cap comes away cleanly in your hand. Shit, you mutter. The vagrant's ears are round. No edge whatsoever. This isn't an elf at all.
Oh my god. It's a regular man.
It's a human in North Pole City.
Why?
You pick up the gun from the ground and aim it at the vagrant. What the hell are you doing here? The vagrant, still clutching his nose, mutters something about not being prey before running off. You yell after him, putting your finger on the trigger, but your hand wavers. You've never shot a human before. You've never even seen one in person. Before you know it, the vagrant has left the alleyway and disappeared into a crowd. You start to run after him, but your legs give out from underneath. Falling over, you pull yourself up to the side of the building, sitting in the dirty snow. You reach underneath your coat and pull back a red hand. At least I won't die from some junky elf. Everything goes dark. The end.
Oh my god. Why are you a monster?
Were you smiling the whole time you were writing this?
Yeah, he was like giggling with glee.
Yeah. So our last bit was talking to the coworkers. So the business card may not do much for you in the off season, so you decide to check with the coworkers before the security elves spook them. It takes some work to get to their offices. At this time of year, the boss doesn't look kindly on anyone interrupting the production lines. In the end, you manage to get in by bribing one of the floor managers with some of your candy canes. You take off
the stuff.
You take off the Trilby elf hat, find a discarded clipboard, and start walking through the factory floor. The snow globe workers aren't too hard to spot. Most of them wear glasses from staring through curved lenses all day. A lot of them also look like the type of people who would collect them. You know the type. Last year, you helped a guy who collected Pez dispensers. It took a week to wash the filth off of going into his apartment.
That's rude. That's really rude. Paul's parents. I told Paul's mom one time that I liked Pez, and she likes to get me Pez dispensers. She'll probably never listen to this, right?
No.
I love Pez. Please don't be mad at me.
Walking up to the first workstation, you see a young male elf carefully measuring out the liquid for his next globe on the assembly line. You set the clipboard down on the workstation. The young elf meets your gaze. "All right, I did it," says the young elf. "What?" "Evergreen, right? I killed him last night."
Oh.
"And you're just telling me this?" "I kept the candy cane in my freezer to make sure it didn't break when I slid it into his neck.
Oh my god.
I went over right after dinner, and he just let me in like we were old friends." "Why would he just let you in, then?" The young elf smiled and shrugged. "Something about this doesn't sit well with you." But while you're trying to come up with another
no shit. Hey, I fucking did it.
But while you're trying to come up with another leading question, you spot some security elves entering the floor. You curse under your breath and grab the clipboard. The young elf gives you a confused look as you walk away. You sneak off to the frankincense dispensaries and watch as the young elf gives the security elves the same speech. He's escorted away in handcuffs. Case closed. You make your way back out into the street. Well, there's peace for Alabaster Evergreen, but why? If you think you should help to find more about the business card, turn to page 3. Otherwise, your story ends here.
Nah. Why even put the choice? I'm good, I don't need to know. I'm just kidding.
I mean, case closed, so...
Yeah, case closed. Not my problem.
Wash my hands of
Go
it.
get some more nog, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's get some nog. Am I the only person on Earth who actually likes it?
Yeah.
Well, they make more than one, so...
No.
I assume it's not just you.
People like it.
I know.
Not me, but...
I love it.
So, in case you couldn't tell, I wrote an entire story that I just wanted to be a toy commercial. Because that's the most Christmas of all.
Yes, that is pretty Christmassy.
Mm-hmm.
I do love toys. How many toys did you get me for Christmas? I know you should at least get me one. Particular one.
Yeah.
That I want right now.
Like at least half a toy.
Oh, I want a tiny turtle
so the business
toy.
card.
It dances.
Oh.
So the business card.
Tiny turtle.
The business card goes back to the shop.
Okay. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay. So we did get the canon ending first. We're so good.
No, you didn't get the canon ending first.
Yes, we did.
What?
You got the
we
canon
died.
ending after dying in the street.
Yeah, we died.
Well,
That can be canon.
Yeah, that can be canon too.
Magnificent Tale and a commercial for all of Sean's works.
feeling the spirit now.
Yeah, I feel like I really want some candy canes and some eggnog and some detective fiction.
As long as they are dull candy canes, yeah.
What?
Well, you have to sharpen them in your mouth.
Sharpen them. Then you have fights.
Yeah. Haven't you ever, eaten a candy cane? You sit there and you twirl it, and then it becomes a very sharp point, and you poke your tongue with it, and it sucks, but then you just keep...
I don't spend my free time role-playing as a pencil sharpener.
Why not? I even make the sound of an electric one.
Yeah, I thought of it more like prison practice.
Yes. Yeah.
Sharpening stuff with your mouth,
See, we're going to be ready, and you're not. Mm-hmm. And that's the most Christmassy thing of all.
I don't even use soap anymore.
Getting ready for prison.
Yes, sharpening candy canes with your mouth for use for defense purposes in prison.
All right, well, if you'd like to tell us about your prison Christmas tales, you can email us.
Yeah.
At strangepastpodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet us all your drawings of your Christmas candy cane pointy skills at strangepastpod on Twitter.
Or you can tell me what other stuff you like to do with candy canes at bozosglowglobes@gmail.com. Still not easy to say.
And as an extended thing.
And, an announcement.
We've been thinking about what we want to do with the podcast for next year. And as part of that, we have some ideas that we want to kind of plan out to make sure that they fit the quality that we want for our episodes. So as part of that, we're going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from releasing the episodes, and we'll just be keeping you guys up to date on our social media, so Twitter, Instagram, or if you email us, we might email you back, probably not. Just let's stick with Twitter and Instagram.
They're crying.
Emails like that.
They're crying. Stop crying.
It's fine. It's just restructuring. Chill out. Just write some stories and send them to us so that we can read them.
Yes.
But in the meantime, we hope you guys enjoyed our episode so far and enjoy the 7 days left of this year.
Ugh.
Merry Christmas!
And we'll see you guys later.
Bye!
Bye.